Hey, hey everybody. It's time, for some more Tecmo Super Bowl. I mean, the names in the background of the menu. For Super NES. So we have, I need two hands for this. Count them, 6 more regular season games to plow through before the playoffs in the first of 3 seasons. And also we got the matter to discuss of what's going to be going on with Friday or Thursday's fun birthday stream, because things have coalesced. I know when it's going to start and everything. Things are still in, there are still certain details in the air, but we will get to that. In addition to that, so Thursday. Why do I keep saying Friday? God damn it, Brian. Thursday's big streamathon is going to start at 4:30 Pacific. Do your time adjustments as you need for that, because there are 23 other time zones, so I kind of don't want to, go through all of that, but well, that sucked. But yeah, so that's gonna be the big kahuna there, is that shit. But yeah, so that's gonna be the big thing. So here's what the plan is in terms of everything. So the plan is for, oh god, I still don't understand how how this is kind of still probably going to be the dumbest thing ever. The thing of it is a big 12-hour stream to start, because your bits, your donations, the whole 9 yards, that will turn into a longer stream. The exact bit to the exact minute to dollar ratio, I haven't kind of settled on that as of right now, but I know that it's going to be something. But yeah, so the potential is to continue it through to who the fuck knows when, because I am crazy town like that. Because I do No Limit Soldier and all that, except for I'm not Master P, because there are a lot of reasons why. Fuck me! Well, there's finally a fucking interception. Took to fucking first quarter of game 11 to get one, but there we go. To Wyman fucking Henderson. Not even fucking like Atwater or somebody. No. Fuck me. And there, I also give up a fucking massive... Yeah, this one's starting great, ain't it? Well, it is the one listed at Denver, and well, around the early 90s, Denver was kind of infamous for being a extremely they had an extreme home field advantage. I mean, seriously. I mean, granted, there are teams that fucking, took care of business, but as a general rule, the Broncos definitely had the home field advantage back in those days. I mean, this isn't to say that they don't have it, but they don't, that they don't still have home field advantage up there in, their new stadium. It's fucking old. It's a good couple of decades old now. Shit. But yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, they, but yeah, so it's kind of like, yeah, so that's the basic rules. Since I am, well, what we'll play is, obviously whatever's, there. If, spin the wheel if we need to, blah, blah, blah. If for some reason I need to just, like, veg out and, not be here, that's what, that's what Give and Go is for, basically. Is to be the game where I, go on the couch and, not be on cam and all that silliness. I mean, if need be. I mean, I probably, I mean, more than like, I would not be shocked if I need, like, a nap or, like a snacky break or something. Hey, Carrie. Wow, you pulled yourself away from The Witcher that long enough to say hi? I feel valued. Oh, uh-huh. Oh, so yeah, so I'm like a side piece to posting on Praise's Discord. Oh, don't you just like hate it when, oh, you're just like, okay, I see. You're just like getting everything, all settled. All at once. But yeah, don't you just hate it when a show just gets like, everything's going fine, and then it's, yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, and, now... And the worst part is, of course, is that now that now that the strike is in the news, all the reasons why writing for these shows is weird and often fucky, everybody knows why. It's like because, they don't, yeah. So it's like they probably didn't even have the same writing staff as they normally do. It would not stun. It truly would not stun me, if something like that happened. Because they certainly aren't. We're learning that it's certainly no longer. With these Netflix, streaming show, with the new paradigm is that. The writers aren't necessarily on set, and certainly aren't. Yeah. Have one left and then wait. Right on. Well, I'll be here. Oh, God. I intend to. As long as I beat the fucking Broncos into the ground. Make St. Elway cry. Yes, he is, well, I'm not the one that invented the term St. Elway in regards to Elway. Yeah, that's, Well, I don't know if my friend that's from Vermont, like me, and lives up there, as a non, Bronco fan, the only of the three Denver teams that she just can't abide by. But yeah, she refers to him as Saint Elway because, he can do no wrong up there, even though, let's be perfectly honest, he's kind of... Elway's been a fucking shit runner, the fucking shit at running the fucking Broncos. I mean, granted, he's got the Super Bowls. Oh, hey, look at that. Well, that wasn't me, but... I mean, granted, he's got the multiple Super Bowls. So, I mean, multiple Super Bowl wins, erase a multitude of sins. That would have been nice to have gotten at least a complete pass. But, well. So, yeah. So, anyway, to roundabout, back to the details of Thursday's streaminess. Yeah, so there are going to be some goals for the funding. They get increasingly pie in the sky, haha. I mean, well, just the first one's probably pie in the sky based on the channel history, but what can you say? Try and... Jesus Christ, I've shut out Elway. Anyway, so yeah, the goals for funding, and I again, increasingly pie in the sky. Pretty much all of them are probably pie in the sky. $100, if y'all put in $100, which will be amount to be determined later, extending the stream, I will get a new desk, a new non-hydraulic chair, which of course, if you have been near the stream, increasingly, I hate this goddamn chair. I hate this fucking chair. It is painful. It is yuck. And yeah, so that would be, and it is absolutely the reason why anytime I break away, why the break is like, stupidly long. Because yes, I'm recovering my butt by sitting in something that isn't painful to sit in. And occasionally moving around as well. Because, I think I saw that. No, I did not. I was fooling myself. But yeah, so that's that. And that's, yeah, that would be, that's kind of a, that's definitely, not exactly what I would call a likelihood, given the history of the channel and all that. I'm not gonna, hate on y'all, but, hey, this is still very small channel, blah, 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 all that, But, that would, of course, improve things mightily. However, in the interest of, being not a fool and not terrible, I put, other goals. So, because if for some reason I hit $200, I will plunk down, get myself a Game Boy player, and also the SD to SP2. Basically get the rig so that I can play Game Boy games on stream. Yes, the SD to serial port 2 adapter thing is and memory card thing is much cheaper than going for the disc, for an actual, Game Boy player disc, because the players are cheap, the discs are not. It's kind of scary. But there's that, which would, one, bring Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games into the into the family, so to speak, as of things that I can stream. And also, bring GameCube into the Flashcard Friday rotation. Yay! So, if that happens, that would be nice. And then, after that, this is when we really get into the crazy town. The fucking, the stream will have been a smashing, unbelievable success if we get to this point. Then is $500. Yes, if I make $500 in addition to those two things, what I will do is I will get my hands on a Sega Satiator, which is the Sega Saturn flash cart, the one that doesn't require, ripping out the drive, which of course would open up the world of the Saturn to Flash Cart Friday. And there, so that would be a big old win, a massive pile of win, in my opinion. And then the final one, and this is where we really get into the freaking cartoon money, is if I get to $1,000. Oh my god, I would be beside myself if we get that high. Like, give me, well, that wasn't me that caught the fumble, but, hey. But if we really get to $1,000, I will get my grubby little paws on either a PlayStation 5 or a Mister, which will be determined by a vote. We will figure it out. How much, there. If we do, so that's what would happen. All of that is the goals. Again, pretty cartoon crazy, but, you never know. I mean, it's just worth a shot. I mean, hey. I mean, obviously, because, of course, the Mister would open a whole world of things that I could potentially flashcard Friday. I mean, first off, TurboGrafx games would return, to being playable, because if you are unaware, I had to, in my unemployment, I sold the Turbo Duo. I mean, at the time that I did it, I mean, I was thinking in terms of potentially getting, Analog's Duo, but, Analog has increasingly become an entity I have little love for. And, also, I've been kind of leaning into actual, for the most part, been leaning into actual hardware, but, the Mister would be the big exception, because anything up to the Saturn PS1 era would be pretty much covered with such of a thing, and, I mean, that includes various arcade machines, and if I really wanted to get crazy, something like, home computers and whatnot, from the 80s, which, don't hold your breath. I'm sure that there are on corners of the internet you can find evidence of my bile towards the 80s microcomputer scene, because but those are the general goals, kind of like the, oh hey, why not, if it happens, please, yes. If it doesn't, oh well, gonna still be streaming for 12 hours, so, and, oh yeah, and I also forgot, in addition to that, for every $10 that I make, I will be spending for an average length game. Like, for instance, like, say, something like Strider or Section Z. Something that takes, like, something that takes, like, a stream or maybe, like, two. Like Blaster Master, Section Z, games of that type. And for every $25 that gets pumped in on Thursday, that gets donated, biddied, whatever, it will be, what I will spend for, oh jeez, it will spend for a longer length game, which, kind of like, RPGs, of course, if I, your Final Fantasies, your Lufias, your stuff like that, your Zeldas, your big old chunker length games, that take up a bunch of time, and then every $50 that comes in, we'll spend for the goddamn trolley games, which there are definitely some fucking trolley ass games in the old backlog. Yeah, so because I ain't gonna name them, per se. We'll keep that we don't want to call out, especially the chance definitely does. Oops. Well, I fucked up here because I did the dive play instead of... Yep. Fucking... Yeah. So, I've done that fucking dive play button, which is X, twice this season, and guess what? I have gotten precisely jack and shit out of it. But so that could, so in addition to, hey, maybe making enough, money where I can justify getting a new chair or whatever, we'd also, have a whole bunch of games, set in stone to play on the stream on top of it, because let's be perfectly honest. If I made the $1,000, we would probably we'd have enough. There would be a schedule well into fucking, there would be a set in schedule pretty much well into 2025, depending upon my rage and how fast I go through things. Because, I mean, every 10 games, without, so that's the thing. So those are, yeah. Of course, yeah, time runs out. I kind of got sloppy. And they fucking Bernstein fucking ran all over me. That's the fucking... There are entire seasons in that dude's fucking prime of his career where he hasn't had that many fucking rushing yards. Because I'm going to pull up Pro Reference now. I'm not going to show it on screen because... Well, yeah. So, yeah. Because 203 yards is literally a quarter of what he got in the actual 93 season. His first with Denver. And that was his last truly productive season, because 94 he got a whopping 91 yards, 95 he got a whopping 76 yards on the ground, and receptions were not fucking much, were pretty bad. Yeah, the only good year he had in Denver was his first year, and then he was out of fucking football. because I don't know if you're aware, but running backs kind of are combustible quantity in professional football. I mean, so yeah, we kind of, yeah, and now it's the Brownies. Luckily, the game's AI does not approach the intelligence level of Bill Belichick. That's for sure. Because last week, because I kind of I have been known for in part for the nostalgia hit, in part out of kind of curiosity, because I tend to look take a watch at least parts or of old games, old NFL games on YouTube, because I'll tell you, YouTube is like a fucking there are heavy exceptions, but there is definitely a big old repository of old NFL games on the site, and there was a game it was from '92 with the Browns, and they were playing, well, it was an NBC game for first and foremost, to give you an idea, but they were playing somebody or another. I can't even remember anymore, but anyway, Bill was on he was pulling some next level, like, just absolute crazy next level fuckery in the game with his strategy. Like, he for instance, he attempted to, he had his the kick after a score. He had his kicker kick the ball, do a rolling kick where it didn't work because somebody touched it, in the confusion, somebody touched it with the back of their leg, on the Browns, touched the ball with the back of the leg before it went 10 yards. But he did it so where, basically an onside with the kick, instead of, doing it off to the side, the kicker did it straight. With the intent of getting it the 10 yards. And again, in the chaos that ensued, the only reason it didn't succeed was because a Browns player touched the ball with a fucking, a part of a leg, just completely random fucking chance. I know, and that was the last in the sequence of shit that he was doing. He did, oh fuck. I think he had, I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'd have to go in my YouTube history to probably remind myself, but it was just oh my god. And it was even, and there was even hints that it was part of the reason why I actually was watching it for as long as I did was it was a game called by Charlie Jones and Todd Christensen, because as far as NBC announcers, for the brief period they were together, they were fucking magical. I mean, because Christensen, he had a way with words, and his analysis was generally really strong. Plus, shit. But yeah, so and Charlie Jones, of course, he's he was with NBC basically from the moment. NBC, as far back as the AFL days, he was like an old hand. I mean, he had seen so much shit. It's not even damn funny. But yeah, so it's like there were, yeah, it was just like, you know, so it was like Belichick was, even back then, he was absolutely up for that fuckery that he's famous for in New England. And I mean, you know, and it's just that, I mean, and the thing of it is that he was building the Browns towards relevance. It's just the problem, there's two problems. One, Modell was hostile to fucking all the crazy shit he wanted to do. I mean, it doesn't hurt that, you know, Belichick did alienate and, you know, alienate Bernie Kosar, who, of course, by the early 90s was a goddamn icon in Cleveland. But, I mean, more importantly, you know, he was, you know, he was doing things his way, but he was definitely, you know, definitely there. And the thing of it is that he was you know, through 94, yeah, he had built them into a playoff team. Problem is, 95 had a rough start. They got to about 500. And then the Sunday before the announcement hit, holy shit, I just injured Eric Metcalf. That's not good for them. That seems to be a flaw there. But anyway, yeah, they get blowed out the weekend before, the Sunday before the announcement that they're going to move hits, which, I mean, nobody's ever said it. I mean, Belichick doesn't exactly talk about his time, you know, he doesn't I mean, he's not the most chatty guy ever, but he doesn't particularly talk about it's not like, you know, he's willing to, you know, share about the fucking 95 season, you know, one of the worst seasons of fucking football anybody has endured. But, I mean, the thing of it is that, you know, they only won one game down the fucking stretch. So the Browns' record was absolutely goddamn awful. I mean, awful. And that's a Blockaruski. Of course. But yeah, so, I mean, like, most of that, ooh, his record without Brady is 10, whatever it is, under 500. It's like, most of that's fucking one being, you know, the fact is that, you know, he became the coach of the team in 91. They were kind of a shambles because Bud Carson's run, because, I mean, I don't know, Bud Carson, who had succeeded Schottenheimer, really didn't fucking do well with the team, which is, of course, why he got fired. And I mean, and, you know, again, Belichick was rebuilding that team in his eyes, plus some, you know, some of the weird shit that the weird spending moves that Modell was making. Like, for instance, like, spending a fuck ton of money to get Webster Slaughter. That was, yeah, among others. Not to diss on Webster Slaughter, but, I mean, it was kind of it was a weird move. Or at least perceived as such at that, you know, back in the day, given how much that, you know, was spent. But the thing of it is that, you know, they were, and I mean, and it took a couple of seasons to, you know, to build into being a playoff team. As he rebuilt the team and got his guys, and literally his guys. I think that if I remember, I think I looked at it and yeah, because yeah, I commented on this in the first stream that the Browns don't have Carl Banks, who Belichick totally got his hands on for 93 free agency, to the shock of no one, since Belichick, of course, was throughout most of the 80s the defensive coordinator of the Giants, and Carl Banks was one shit of the stronger of the linebacking core on that team. And he fucking, he left actually fairly, with good goddamn reason, because I mean, after 2 years of, it's not a shocker that that Banks left for Cleveland to be with Belichick. I mean, it really wasn't. But that was the type of player that he reveled in. I mean, because he also got for 95, for 94, he got his hands on Benny Thompson after Thompson was, run out of town, following the 93 season, well, effectively. And the thing of it is that Thompson was kind of notorious for being a dirty player. I mean, to put a fine point on it. But the thing of it is that he was a hard-working, gutty kind of grinder player, and more importantly was also an asset on special teams when he wasn't, getting into shit. So of course, yeah, he was getting that type of guys, and plus he basically rescued Vinny Testaverde from the trash heap. I mean, by bringing him into Cleveland, because that was the start of Vinny's career renaissance, because Testaverde was was basically considered to be a bust by the early 90s, because I mean he was a goddamn interception machine in Tampa. I mean, to the shock of no one looking back, because I mean Tampa was goddamn awful. I mean, there have been legions of, written about Tampa, everything wrong with Tampa Bay from the point of following the 82 season to the point where Hugh Culverhouse keeled over and the books were opened, and it was revealed that, oh hey, the team wasn't losing money. The team was making tons of money. He was just a cheap ass, and and of course, well, it's famously known that he was also a total goddamn racist. Particularly well, that was safety. A total fucking, racist in his with regards to his dealings with Williams, who outside of the 87 season was really never the same quarterback again after he left Tampa. I mean, even though he was justified in leaving Tampa for the USFL, I mean, they weren't going to pay him. Despite the fact that he had, established himself as one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL by 82. And they'd been, they had made some incredible runs. From 79 to 82, they missed the playoffs one goddamn time that entire stretch, which was insane. Given that they started in the league in 76 and given the fact of where they were when they started in the league in 76, was fucking incredible. I mean, more needs to, I mean, they were an absolute meteor. Their rise was absolutely meteoric, just as their fall was just as meteoric. And I think that, and everybody kind of knew it. I mean, knew that it was a bit, you know, kind of like one of those big mistake moments. In fact, earlier today I was watching a particularly, you know, particularly well-known Dallas Giants at Dallas game from '83, early in the week 3 of the '83 season, which had near the end has one of Summerall's signature calls. The point to when he died, they used the footage from, there's this pick six late in the game that Dallas gets that was so signature that it was included in his CBS, in the tribute that CBS gave after the man died. I mean, seriously. But the thing of it is that at one point they're you know, because one of the ongoing games was Tampa and I think Green Bay, or no, Green Bay was playing. Green Bay was playing somebody else. Tampa and Minnesota, I think. Well, regardless of who it was, the fact of the matter is that it was clear that they were struggling fucking badly, and you know, Madden and Summerall have a pretty short exchange. And the effect of it is that, you know, Madden even said is like, you know, they're gonna miss Williams, and it's like, you know, and Summerall agreed. You know, they of course moved on to the game at hand, but the fact is that they knew that it was a fucking disastrous move. That I mean, and history is borne out, because I mean, you know, the team absolutely turned into a pumpkin, and McKay was gone within, I think, did he make it to 84? I don't think so. I don't remember how long McKay made it, but McKay was like, when they started losing again, fucking McKay checked out even. John McKay checked out. Checked out even harder than he seemed to be checked out when he was in the early days of the team, because he was, you know, he was he could be brutally sarcastic in his press conferences, because the fact is that he had seen the team be so goddamn awful. I mean, it wasn't until a fucking game against Seattle, their fellow expansion team, in the 77 season, that they finally got their first franchise win. They went the entire 76 season winless. The only reason that people don't really talk about it is, one, they were an expansion team. Two, both expansion teams were not set up to fucking win. I mean, they, in any way, shape, or form. And most importantly, there was only 14. It was only 14 games in the goddamn season, because if it had been under the 16 game schedule, you know, which held firm until, you know, the last couple of years here, they would have, you know, you see them talking, you know, they would be, you know, spoken of in the same hushed tones as the Lions and the Browns teams that went totally fucking winless. I mean, because that's how just fuck awful they were. I mean, they were just they were bad. And after Williams left, they were bad. They they weren't quite as bad as the expansion, era freaking Buccaneers. I mean, you can't be that bad. You can't be that bad, but they were close. They were so freaking they were close. I mean, that's why they've run away screaming from the creamsicles, even though it's a better looking uniform, because the image that it has in the sport, the reputation, the wide reputation, the team has under those uniforms is so just toxic. I mean, just utterly fucking toxic. I mean, because it doesn't, because the stories about the players just not giving a shit, which, makes sense. You're underpaid by the standards of the day, which wasn't luxurious. I mean, there were multiple examples of NFL players, marginal type NFL players appearing on game shows in the 80s because, trying to drum up some fucking cash, in addition to, even goddamn, I want to say they did it, they aired this during the, surrounding the 87 strike, but at one point 60 minutes went so far as to, have a story on how they, NFL players, when the season wasn't in, were having all sorts of jobs, and some of them were, like office jobs and whatever, like you would expect, but some of them were like, working at a goddamn gas station and shit like that. Because the fact is, let's be perfectly honest. If you're in football, there's a whole half of the goddamn year where, shit. There's a whole half of the fucking year where you're just, you're not working, and part of, for a lot of industries, that includes, the Christmas goddamn season. So of course it was fucking hard for them to get gigs, that meant something. And besides the fact that, the football infrastructure really, it was particularly obvious and protracted at the time. But there were examples of fucking pro-level players that were, illiterate or, really didn't have a quality college education. Because, especially, they really did, the NCAA really didn't give that much of a shit about other than basic GPA getting people, there. So it was like, it was really freaking awful. Like, for instance, for those of you that remember American Gladiators, the guy that was Gemini, his real name's Mike Horton, he was an NFL player for like a year or two. And he was like marginal, like to the point to where he actually took a gig on, he actually scabbed on, with the Rams. And ironically, that's where, scabbing or no, he didn't scab on the Rams. I'm sorry. That was Dan Clark, Nitro, and oh, one of the other ones, and where, because that was Clark, that was the only way in for Clark, to be in a replacement game. And that's where he met one of his friends who ended up also being a gladiator, like one of the bigger name gladiators like him, who I'm fucking forgetting offhand. But yeah, the fact is that, Mike Horton, he has multiple game show appearances to his credit. He was on an episode of Pressure Luck, on an episode of Card Sharks, and I think he might have been on something else as well in those days. And I mean, and that's, and he didn't win on Pressure Luck. He which, I mean, not a shocker. That game was very hard to fucking win just the one day. I mean, the risk reward was I understand why he would try to do it. Besides, Gemini had, well, he's got a very large personality to this day. You watch that Netflix documentary, and he's got a large personality. He's really a gregarious. He's really got an outgoing type personality, which was an asset to him on Gladiators and, everything, and was why he did it. And I understand why he went for Pressure Luck, because that game was, of course, that was fucking the biggest money show on network daytime. That was the biggest money game show, period, at the time. I mean, if you get it, the limit, when he was on, the limit had increased to a maximum career run of 50,000, and I mean, the problem is, of course, is that it was very hard to get that fucking much, because, just so you know, that game's hard to fucking win. I mean, especially since Gemini was on after the whole, the infamous, Larson, scheme, thing where, he memorized the board and, weaseled his way on the show and, walked off with $100,000+, which he proceeded to piss away before, within a couple of years, because, Michael Larson was kind of a shitty dude. It's kind of famous. It is a big part of the story. But, I mean, even with all of that, in there is that I understand why he did it, even though the risk, and how when he appeared on Card Sharks, by that point, the Card Sharks was on. Card Sharks was one of the bigger money shows at that point, because of course, the only way you're gonna appear on any game show is, well, let's be perfectly honest, is if you win, or if there's like a big technical fuck up, which will be perfectly clear here, was not uncommon. Certainly on a show like Pressure Luck, where and just at the edges of frickin' Lowry's range. I don't even want to know how these kicks would have fucking kicks in this game would have worked had they had the turf, artificial turf and grass, a separation between that. I mean, granted, this game would have been artificial turf, because of course, Kansas City through 93 had turf. That's why they had Lowry, who was a turf specialist, and well, Seattle played in the Kingdome, which meant turf. Because, you know, nobody had thought up the crazy systems that they have now to where in domes, you know, they roll out the fucking, they slide out the you know, the playing surface outside, you know, and let it soak up the sun and, you know, roll it back in, you know, on game day. Like, no, seriously, that's how they do it here in Vegas and down in Phoenix with the Cardinals. I mean, I'm dead serious. That's how they do it. Well, you know, so that they can have an actual grass. Even though that now, you know, in addition to all of that, I mean, the artificial turf is like, I mean, well, it's not something that you want to, you know, that you want to roll around in when it's hot as shit. Yeah, I mean, you definitely wouldn't want to do that. You don't want to, you know, like play soccer on it when it's 100 degrees out, which, yeah, you know, they once tried to, you know, which once tried to happen to the U.S. women's team a few years back. But, you know, the fact is that in terms of feel and in terms of behavior, it's fucking a lot better than goddamn. It's a lot goddamn better than you know, the old artificial turf. Because that stuff was brutal. I mean, because what it was basically, you know, if you've ever been in a retail establishment that has a carpeted floor, it's about as thin and it was about as thin and you know, like kind of hardish, but you know, not like, you know, as that, you know. And on top of, and the thing of it is that, you know, it would be, you know, underneath it there would be like a very thin layer of padding and then concrete. Like, seriously, it was like, you know, so basically hard hits, especially on cold days, which let's see, let me count the stadiums that had the old artificial turf where you were exposed to the elements, the very cold elements. Let's see. Rich Stadium in Buffalo, which was a stadium that had a very ratty artificial turf, for one. Giants Stadium in New York, I mean, home of the Jets and the Giants and the Jets, that had artificial turf and could be cold and, of course, notoriously windy. Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, which, of course, is the notoriously fuck-awful, horrible goddamn place to fucking, you know, do anything. Through, what was it, 87? Through 87, Soldier Field in Chicago had artificial turf. And that was fucking, like, that could get brutally goddamn cold. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Pittsburgh, Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh had artificial turf. That could get pretty fucking gnarly. Cincinnati, Riverfront was another one that had that artificial turf. And St. Louis had artificial turf. You know, through 87, you know, when Bidwell was a dick and moved the Cardinals out to Phoenix. All those places were fucking, you know, could get, you know, winter conditions. I mean, Cincinnati fucking had the goddamn, their they're the 81 AFC championship, or 82, you know, the championship game that got them into where they won and got to Super Bowl 16. They like, seriously, it's known as the Freezer Bowl, and it's literally one of the coldest games ever. I think that depending upon the measurement, you know, the measurement system that you use, because they've changed it over the years, but depending upon the measurement system that you use, that goddamn game in Cincinnati was fucking colder than the Ice Bowl, the notoriously fucking, you know, cold NFL championship game in Green Bay. So, I mean, you know, so imagine how life was for players hitting the turf in situations like that. It was not fucking fun. That's why, you know, well, turf was so hated. I mean, because my last year of going to school up in UNR was, one of my roommates had heard, like, in the spring that they were ripping out the turf at Mackey Stadium, or ripping out the grass there to put in artificial turf. And the school official that they'd heard it from, they were all, you know, singing the praises of it. And, you know, it's like we were all, and I was rooming up with, I had some people that played, you know, football in high school, and at least one of them was just like an absolute evangelist against turf, hated it, which, I mean, and, you know, all the guys that had played, you know, that I was rooming with, that had in the dorm room with, you know, that had played football down here. And this was at a time when Bishop Gorman fucking played all of their football games at the Silver Bowl, which of course had turf at the time, artificial turf, and it was the old, you know, the traditional fucking old hard shit. And it's like, that was one of many reasons why fucking, you know, Bishop Gorman was not exactly a beloved fucking, you know, game to play. Shit. By players, because, I mean, you know, it was the only one there. I mean, it turns out that if I remember right, the end result was that they were, you know, they had UNR, the turf that UNR put in the fucking stadium was one of the early examples, you know, of the newer style turf that was better. I mean, you know, I want to say it was like the newer, you know, one of the earliest examples of the newer artificial turf that wasn't as fuck awful as the traditional AstroTurf. I mean, the stuff that they have now is like the traditional, is like the new stuff. I mean, to be certain, not shockingly, but yeah. So it's like fucking you know, that's the thing. It's like, you know, and it's why it's so funny that, you know, you have these people, you know, since I watch these old games a lot, and that's a lot of it's a nostalgia hit, you know, a lot of it's to kind of see, you know, kind of drum up on history, you know, kind of refamiliarize myself with, you know, history from when I was a kid, you know, watch it with some fresh eyes. And also, you know, check out a little bit games that I definitely didn't see. One, because I was too young. Two, because, let's face it, growing up in Vermont, you know, I can tell you what 2 fucking teams we got fed 16 weeks a year. The fucking Giants and the Patriots. I mean, it's just how it was. Jesus Christ. My offense has not been great today. I mean, granted, the only reason freaking Seahawks have a freaking passing offense is because that goddamn pass to fucking Kane at the end of the fucking half there. But yeah, I mean, so it's kind of like, and also, let's face it, I'm a dork for CBS's intros to sport, to most any damn sporting event from that era. And the music and everything. And wow, way too many fucking people on YouTube just slice out the intros, which just drives me mad. Especially since some of it's not like, obviously these are old tapes and, oh, hey, maybe somebody taught, just whoever recorded it didn't record it, But a lot of times it's like clear that the genius on the YouTube channel, sliced it out. They like to claim, NFL copyright and everything, and it's like, but never try to put it up, the intro separate, because the intro's the best damn part. Because some of them are like gold, because they they get you up to speed on what's going on with these teams playing this game. That's what CBS loved to do, in a snappy way with great music. And it was like, some of these intros are like gold with, setting up the scenarios, because there's one video that's just the game intro, and it's like the Vikings at the Packers in the next to last week of the '88 season. It's like, paints a picture. The fucking Vikings are rolling. All they need to do is fucking win, and Week 16 is on Monday. Week 16 is on Monday Night Football, and they can goddamn play for the division title. Everything's smooth sailing. But the Packers, they are fucking pathetic. The worst season, the worst season in decades. But oh hey, they're in line for the number 1 pick in the draft, and they're gonna get Troy Aikman, a brand new quarterback. And it's like, yeah, anyone that knows the fucking NFL instantly knows, you're describing a game that Minnesota lost, didn't you? Yes, Minnesota lost the fucking game. They lost the game. And furthermore, Green Bay won the fucking last game of the season too. So they fell down to second. Green Bay picks, the funny thing is that, Green Bay gets the second pick, and they gack the pick on Tony Mandarich, who was roiding up was an offensive lineman, but he was roiding up like fucking crazy in college. And yeah, so guess what? Womp womp. Once he hit the NFL, just total wet fart of a player. Meanwhile, Dallas drafts Troy, and Minnesota, stinging from their playoff failure, their recent playoff failures, including the '88 season, trades with Dallas for Herschel Walker, and Dallas fucking collects so many goddamn draft picks that Jimmy Johnson basically rebuilds the team and wins the Super Bowl within 3 fucking years. Yeah, it's like gold, absolute, and it's like that turning point in history, a game that nobody outside of Wisconsin and Minnesota saw, is this fucking nugget of goddamn gold that shows you where watching it as somebody from the perspective of the 21st century, a fulcrum point in the goddamn history of professional football, where you just where you can just start laughing at the horrible, just how badly Minnesota gacked it. Oh, hey, look at that. Interception for me. But yeah, I mean, and it's like replete with that. For some reason, well, I mean, I would love to get like to one of my white whales is to see intros from the replacement games in '87. You know, to see if they did any sort of an intro, but there's like none of those games like on, you know, online, which is not a shocker because fucking, you know, this country actually, you know, actually did the right thing and didn't go to those games in droves and didn't record those games in droves. So I don't know. That plus, you know, intros from people that are not Pat Summerall and Vern Lundquist, because I mean the lower tier teams, of course, you know, it's just neat to see how they handled something that, you know, Summerall, of course, Summerall and Lundquist, of course, being superstar broadcasters nailed. Whereas these are guys that, you know, most people... Oh, son of a bitch. Oh. Oh. Yeah, a touchback. Because it fumbled into the fucking end zone, so... Oh shit. But yeah, so, but anyway, to get back to my, circle back to my original points, the thing is that the comments on these videos are so fucking ridiculous. They're like, you know, they'll complain about fucking everything. You know, how players are fucking, you know, don't have class anymore, and they're like, you know, fucking talking about, you know, it's a racist dog whistle about celebrating, and it's like these games will have players, especially defensive players, like celebrating, you know, a bit after sacks, and one game, it was like, you know, was a game that referred to Washington's Fun Bunch, who, what they did, they had a coordinated, in the early 80s, they had a coordinated celebration that they did, you know, fairly regularly, where all the wide receivers and tight ends would do a high five, you know, in the end zone after scoring a touchdown. You know, especially if it was a passing touchdown and that involved them. And the thing of it is that when they did that in Dallas during their 83 game, which was a notorious slobber knocker of a game, like one of the, I mean, like Clash of the fucking Titans, like just an absolute freaking offensive goddamn shootout of the type that you dream of. But anyway, the Washington players, they do their celebration, and the Dallas players like fucking try and start a goddamn they didn't try, they start a fucking fight, and it was so bad that the league banned fucking fun, you know, in like celebrations. They walked it back on individual celebrations eventually, but the fact is, it wasn't until the pandemic that they eased off on coordinated team celebrations of any type. And that's, you know, what these people are complaining about. And it's like, dude, they're referring to it having happened right goddamn here. You can't tell me that it didn't happen. And then, on top of that, and the war, fuck me. However, the absolute worst though, are games involving Washington, because you have all these fucking racist pieces of shit that fucking are living in the past. Just like they do the what was the old, they refer to the marching song, which they still have, but they've renamed the fucking team. They refer to that shit. They do even the abbreviation for the theme song, which was for the until the name change was the hashtag that was tied on Twitter, that was tied to the team. They do that. If you refer to the Commanders, they'll be like total shitheads about it. And it's just like, and that's on top of the normal, all these fucking people who's like, NFL is for babies now. And if they do they take a knee and then they don't have class. And it's like, fuck you. Did you fucking watch the game that is posted? Did you watch games when they fucking happened? I mean, they did all of the same shit. One, there weren't enough cameras to catch it. Two, they didn't make a big fucking deal about it. I mean, because once the 80s started, they didn't even show the goddamn national anthem. Because they used to, like, in the fucking, throughout most of the 70s and before, they would actually show the national anthem at the start of games. But they discontinued that to sell shit, because that's why they cut it out. The only reason it became a point of emphasis is because the networks noticed them taking the name. And the thing, I mean, they just were, the people completely, it's like such a microcosm for everything that's wrong in this country, because they just ignore the absolute evidence, of reality. And oh hey, I just won the division too. But it's just like, it's so, I mean, it's like grow up. It's like, I love fucking, and of course, sometimes they'll even these people in, replying to these fucking videos of old games, they'll complain about shit like the fucking first down line, and, it's like, the stuff that they've added to make the viewing experience better. It's like, for God for goddamn bid that we get, that it's better to watch the games. It's just astonishing to me. I mean, just absolutely astonishing how you can be so ahistorical with the actual document. I mean, because it's like, yes, here I am, watching an ancient game, for a little bit of hit of nostalgia, and these people are just like, they just can't even grow up about it. They just act like chill. They have wrapped themselves in this pretend image of what football used to be like, and it's like, and they'll also do it in regards to like the player safety stuff, and it's like, are you fucking ghouls? The guys that you fucking played you're watching fucking games with these players. Some of them are fucking, it's like, what, let's say, I mean, there aren't a ton of Bears games from the 80s on YouTube, because, oh hey, the Bears were fucking, kind of a big deal, and everything. So yeah, the NFL definitely does flag that. But I mean, there is at least one fucking player on the Bears who committed suicide, for God's sakes, because he was having such difficulties. I mean, some of the games I watched will be from the 90s, and like, I mean, Junior Seau committed suicide because he was having such personal difficulties from fucking CTE. It's like, I mean, Really? And you're like freaking you're complaining about how, they're doing stuff for like stuff they've done for, the half measures the league has done to fucking in the name of player safety. It's ghoulish. It's utterly, I don't, ugh. It's like, of course I look. I'm giving them my time, and it's stupid of me to do, but it's just like, I can't look away. I have to, like, especially since a parent, sometimes they'll tag a guy. The worst part is that sometimes they'll tag the fucking timestamp of something I want to see. Like, like for instance, that Dallas and, there was, that Dallas and Washington game I was referring to. It's like it was from 84, that had the highlights of the Fun Bunches fight with the Cowboy players in 83. It was an 84 game. And in halftime, it has, Phyllis George's good official goodbye from the NFL today. It's like, yeah, I want to fucking see that. Somebody tagged that. So it's like, fuck. So if I don't do, I might have missed it because I skip around a lot. I mean, because it's, there's only so much time. I'm not going to sit down and watch an entire 3-hour game when I'm just, like picking, beyond when my main reason there is the intro and then maybe some, to see the starting lineups read off and, maybe some other stuff. It's like, fuck. But anyway, well, that rambling done, I'm going to take a break. We will get back. We will not be complaining about shitheads on YouTube. We will be finishing out the regular season and getting into the playoffs and win the, and the Super Bowl, because I will win the Super Bowl. I will reset the fucking console enough times if I have to, but I will win the Super Bowl all 3 of these seasons. But yeah, I will be back shortly, y'all, for some more. Then we'll be back at this. Alright, I'm back. And oh, hey. It's 3 Up Moon. Let me give you a shout out here. Sorry for being away from the stream for a hot little minute there. If you are watching...
that's so possible. Yes. Holy crap, that was insane. Ooh, King Jorge. Ninja Turtles.
Alright, yeah. If you are unfamiliar with 3 Up Moon, he plays all sorts of retro fun stuff, including some newer stuff, including randomizers and all that, and that sort of thing. He's kind of on a Twitch hiatus for the moment because, you know, life is crazy town. But yeah, he's an A+ dude, absolutely. Yeah, and is... Come on. Reconnect controller. Will you reconnect? There we go. But yeah, so yeah, he's got a pretty active Discord community and all that fun stuff as well. So yeah, so please check him out. And it's like, and okay, so to get to your messages here, 3 Up Moon, yeah. You never, oh wow. Yeah, so you're more familiar. You're kind of, yeah, you're kind of on the rare side of things because, I mean, Madden was, you know, the Super NES games kind of, and the Genesis ones kind of got a little bit of short shrift because you know, Madden was all the rage, and you know, everyone was like Madden, you know, and you know, especially the first one being, you know, so much like the NES Tecmo Super Bowl, kind of got, you know, everyone was like, oh, this old hat. Which is unfair because, as I have complained multiple times, the rosters are a bit fucky for the 93 season, but it plays just like Tecmo Bowl, and that ain't a bad thing. You know, with some innovations, including, oh hey, the rain. Oh shit. Oh, god damn it. Butts just ran all over me. That extra point by Carney was almost yeah, almost a trigger warning for Saints fans. Will you? Come on. Pack of wild dogs, but it doesn't matter. I got a touchdown. That was actually a pretty impressive feat with this game, and even in the rain, because they do not, you know, they do not normally let you get away with that crap. Like in the NES one, that's for sure. No problem. No problem. Well, I felt there was a need, so yeah. I try to give shout outs to cool people that pop in. It's the least I can do. Oh yeah. I mean, this was one of the first Super NES games that I got. So, I mean, this was like, oh hey, yeah, right on, you know, after, and that was after having had the NES game, which was, you know, pretty much an instant legend. I mean, as far as you know, as far as NES games. I mean, I had some, you know, had some good times with this. Not as good as times as with the NES one, because, oh man, some of the multiplayer experiences with the NES one were just, I mean, just tons of fun. I mean, I know, but I really do think that between Madden kind of stealing its thunder and the rosters being, again, a little bit fucky, I think that it, you know, if those things were, yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah, it is very much like that. I think that, I mean, if the you know, and more importantly though, I think that if the hackers were able to you know, to you know, bring that 32, if they were able to, if they have, you know, if they've been able to crack that the you know, the way to hack in, you know, the full 32, the updated 32 teams, like they do with the NES version, I think that this would really, you know, I think that that would, if they're ever able to crack that nut, I think that will help this game and game's reputation and its popularity, because for whatever reason, I find this difficult to believe, but for whatever reason, they supposedly can't do all 17 games on their, you know, their modern season hacks in the, you know, for the NFL, on, you know, on Tecmo Super Bowl and for the NES. Oh no, even so, it's like not a fully accurate schedule. Whereas this, yeah, they can do the full 18-week schedule, because, you know, the 93 season, the 93 season has 18 weeks. It's just that there's like 2 bye weeks, you know, because the 93 season was weird like that. So it's like they know that they can do 17. They absolutely know that they can do 17 games on this version. They just don't know how to get off, you know, the 4 additional teams that have joined the league since 93. And I think that would if they were able to do that for this game, or for, you know, Tecmo Super Bowl 2 and 3, I think those games would get a lot more attention. Because while I'm not going to slag on 90s Madden, I mean, there are a lot of games in that series that are good, but there's just something, you know, there's just something pure in how easy it is to pick up and play a Tecmo Super Bowl game. It's, you know, it's the perfect, you know, it's got enough realism. I mean, yeah, the roster options through most of the series are definitely lacking. I mean, you can only sub so much, but you know, you know, other than that, which also limits who can get injured. But I mean, beyond that, it's really a strong, you know, it's really, touchback. It's really a strong, you know, the NES version the NES, the Super NES, and also the Genesis games are really strong efforts that don't get, you know, that, I mean, just don't get the attention they deserve. I mean, and but, you know, again, hopefully they're able to get the third, you know, at some point are able to get a 32 team hack working with this, and then I think the fan attention for this game will just really go through the roof. Because, I mean, you know, because shit. Because one of the things that they have to do, you know, that some of the serious players have to do with, well, that sucked. A lot of the serious players like to do with the NES Tecmo Super Bowl is like adjust the difficulty, because, I mean, there's, you know, besides the plays that are broken, most of which are in this game too, but, you know, the AI is like very exploitable in the NES version, whereas in this one it's not quite, it's not anywhere near as exploitable. I mean, you know, things are kept a little, you know, yes, Barry Sanders can still break off 100 yards a game like nobody's business, and, you know, what have you, but you can't do the cartoon character like, you know, you know, like all the stuff that we always see in the YouTube videos with Bo Jackson, for instance. You know, in this game, the game is, you know, a much more kind of sedate and, you know, under control. Although the computer still loves to freaking have running backs break off on massive runs if you're not careful. And, well, let's see if I can make them pay. Probably not, because everybody except for Cash is fucking covered. There ain't no way a tight end's gonna get freaking 7 run with the pack of wild dogs following him with this. That, I mean, holy Jesus. Yeah, I think I've gotten some passing yards. Just a teeny little bit, you know. Running game hasn't been doing much, but, you know, it hasn't been failing miserably either.
Round 52. Blue 48. Put. Ready, set, put. First down.
Okay.
Blue 43.
Actually get some rushing yards in the middle here, too.
Ready, set, put.
Sirs? Oh, no, of course. Fucking. That could have been, you know, the home run, but no.
Round 52. First down.
Although I did get that nice run. After the catch there. So,
Blue 48. Blue 48. Put. Put.
okay.
Blue 43. Blue 43. Hut. Hut.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, well, I mean, again, this is such a... This game is, you know... Tecmo Bowl, again, is a perfect multiplayer experience in my mind. Because, again, it's so easy breezy, you know. Shit!
So good. Red 24. Put. 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 Sack. Red 32. Put. 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 Put.
Basically. Yeah, absolutely.
Round 52. Round 52. Hut. 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 Hut.
Oh, hey, look at me with another interception.
Red 32. Put. Put.
And I mean, in one of the other...
First.
And I mean, in one of the other innovations, I mean, is that, you know, of this version is that, you know, you can go into the playbook in the middle of the game. So it's like, because with multiplayer, with the NES version, what would end up happening is that you would end up, you know, taking forever and freaking, you know, changing plays, especially since, yes, some of the better teams have some really fuck awful plays, like the especially against a human, like the rollout, anything with a rollout, the flea flicker pass, any reverse against a human player. Those plays are absolute cancer and will get you freaking crushed.
52. Hut. Hut. Touchdown.
I mean, because, you know, whereas like Madden, it's like you play Madden multiplayer even in the 16-bit era. You have to, whoever knows the most about football, you know, and certainly about the teams that they're playing, the team that they're playing about and playing with, will, you know, has a definitive edge. Simply because they can, you know, they can go through the mountains of plays and know what's gonna work. Because for all of its advanced realism, the 16-bit and 32-bit Madden games, they have some fucking plays that you can, you know, that you can absolutely fucking, you can certainly crush crush the computer with. But you know, I mean, even a human player, you can do some heavy damage depending upon, you know, who you got.
First down.
Whereas this one, since there's a limited playbook, you can kind of, you know, there's a lot more. It's a lot more even, and because you can just, you know, your first offensive play, you know, screw around with the starters and everything. You can do some plenty. Oh, hey, look at me with another interception. It was Carter that caught it, so it was totally me that got the interception. You know.
Blue 48.
I have like almost 10 goddamn interceptions with Carter.
Round 52. Hut, hut. First down. Blue 43.
You can't resist forever. You're right. All I gotta do is hold out for 5 more minutes.
Pretty much, but you know, it's more fun to run up the score, because it, you know, it ain't real life, so they're not gonna, you know, the other team's coach isn't gonna fucking, you know, and since it's a computer too, you know, there's not a human that's gonna lose their fucking mind. Because I won't lie, when I mean, not so much this game, because my brother was, you know, kind of not particularly interested in this Super NES version of the game, but like with the NES version of this, he kind of did wreck me quite a bit. I mean, because he would do some of the fucking advanced trolley shit. Like he loved fucking, I mean, you know, he would totally pick teams. You know, the nose tackle dive, he was merciless with that fucking shit. Which, I mean, and of course, since, you know, yeah. Because, I mean, you know, which was in the NES Tecmo Super Bowl was a dangerous thing, because, you know, one of the best nose tackles in the goddamn game is Jerry Ball, and he's on the fucking Lions with freaking with Barry Sanders. It's like an invitation to use that goddamn team. Plus, I mean, you know, Mel Gray is the kick returner, and he's fucking awesome. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, look at me. 300 yards passing. 150 plus for Willie receiving for Willie Davis. A not too shabby rushing performance, all things considered. I mean, if this game had fucking Marcus Allen in it, I probably would have much better rushing performances on the whole, but, you know, unfortunately, you know, I can't, you know, have everything. But yeah, that was fucking domination. And and again, the 93 Chargers weren't exactly terrible either. But anyway, I need to know how many interceptions does frickin' Dale Carter have? Most of which are me. goddamn 7. Okay. Okay. I'm very Oh, hey, I don't have a... Well, isn't that a kick in the hat? I don't have a spreadsheet document for this game. Like I do with the base game and some of the season hats. Well, if I'd realized that, I might have kept records, but no. Yeah, so I can't say if this is the most I've ever gotten in this, because I never did establish my benchmarks. But damn, that's a lot of interceptions, especially since most have been like right to me. Like, you know, I'm controlling Carter. Most of them have been I'm controlling Carter, and oh hey, he picks it off, so it's me. I did all the work. But yeah, if I realized that I'd not done a spreadsheet for this at some point, I would have kept things going. I would have started keeping a record, but nope. Too late now, because single game. I like to keep my single game, you know, records as well, you know, because I mean, you know, that's fun. Uh-oh. Time to wreck a fucking overrated piece of shit quarterback. Yes, I'm still bitter about Steve Young.
Blue 48. Hut. 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 Red 24. Hut. Hut. First down. Red 24. Red 24. Hut. Hut. Brown 52. Hut. Hut. Hut.
Shit.
Ready. Set. Hut. Hut.
Oh, for the... Well, obviously, since it's the first possession, I'm going to punt it. Well, that was dumb. Should have taken the knee.
Brown 52. Brown 52. Hut. 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 Red 32. Hut. 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 Hut.
Oh. Oh, hey.
Brown 52. Brown 52. Hut. Hut. Blue 43. Hut. Hut.
Well. That sucked. What the fuck was that? Really? What was that?
Red 24. Hut, 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 hut.
I have never seen a pass from Joe Montana in any one of these fucking Tecmo Bowl games go that awry. Never. And I have logged so many fucking hours in this game that it's not even funny.
Blue 43. Blue 43. Hut, 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 hut. Brown 52. Hut, 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 hut. Touchback. Red 24. Hut, hut. Blue 43. Hut, hut. First down.
Okay.
Ready, set, hut, hut.
No, that wasn't potentially disastrous or anything.
Hut, hut.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Red 24. Red 24. Hut, 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 hut. Blue 43. Hut, 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 hut.
Oh.
Blue 48. Blue 48. Hut, 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 hut.
Oh, damn it.
First down. Ready, set, hut, 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 hut. Brown 52. Hut, 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 hut. Red 32. Red 32. Hut, 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 hut.
Oops. Well, gonna give up a field goal here. Better than touchdown, though. And I have time. Hopefully Kofer's sorry ass. Yeah, a wiener kick. Very realistic, very much like real life. Kofer was a terrible kicker. It is known.
Blue 48. Hut. 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 Red 32. Hut. Hut. Hut.
Well, that was garbage.
Red 32. Hut. Hut. First down.
Okay.
Round 52. Round 52. Hut. Hut.
Oh, you magnificent morons. Shit! Shit!
First down.
Well, that wasn't particularly marvelous, but Young isn't exactly been having, having a whole lot of a day. Oh, he's freaking the only reason that they're in plus yards running. But he's only completed one pass.
Round 52. Hut. 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 Ready. Set. Hut. 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 Hut.
God damn it.
First down.
I think he heard me mocking his fucking skills.
Red 32. Hut. 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 Red 32. Hut. 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 Ready. Set. Hut. 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 Hut.
Shit.
First down. Red 32. Hut. 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 Blue 48. Blue 48. Hut. 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 Touchdown.
God damn it, all the hell. Fucking hate this fucking prick. Okay. Again, Kofor is a fucking terrible kicker. This game has got that detail true to life.
Blue 48. Blue 48. Hut. Hut. Red 32. Red 32. Hut. Hut.
Fuck! God damn it, all the hell.
Blue 48! Blue 48! Put! Put!
Fuck me. I gotta go for it.
Bid! 32! Bid! 32! Put! Put!
As much as I fucking hate to. Especially since I'm fucked. Well, that was the fucking fatal mistake.
Blue 48! Blue 48! Put! 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 Blue 48! Blue 48! Put! 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 Put!
Well, I forced a punt. A block would be nice. I did not get a block.
Brown 52!
Well,
Brown 52!
great.
Brown 52! First down! Brown 52! Ready, set, put, put.
And there we go.
First down.
Okay.
Brown 52.
Fuck.
Red 24. Put, put, put.
Well, there's that fucking touchdown I need. Now I need another stop. I need a stop bad. I don't prefer. You know, that was a wash. Other than the waste of time.
Red 32. Put, 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 put. Brown 52. Brown 52.
fuck?
First down. Blue 48. Blue 48. Hut. 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 Red 24. Hut. 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 Hut.
God damn it. That does it. Fuck me.
Round 52. Round 52. Hut. 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 Touchdown.
Fucking. Well, that fucking sucked. Shit. Ugh. No. Well, that's grand. Well, last regular season game coming up here. Yep. Steelers backed into that division championship just a little bit. So, speaking of such matters, all fucking Buffalo's the #1 fucking seed. That's marvelous. Now, if I fucking take care of business, I can at least goddamn clinch fucking the bye. Now, ain't that a mess? That's also a mess. Now, let's see here. Dallas plays Atlanta. Bears and 49ers. Minnesota and Green Bay. That'll be interesting. And Philly and Washington. So, yeah. Things are gonna get some interesting after I fucking take out some frustrations on the goddamn Raiders. Well, that's one way to take out fucking frustrations. Pound Hostetler into the turf.
Blue 43. Blue 43. Hut. Hut.
We might be on the precipice of a freaking another altering of the playbook.
Round 52, round 52. Hut, hut.
Shit. Well. Oh my god. I injured just about the best fucking player. That worked in my favor.
Blue 48. Hut, 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 hut. Red 24, red 24. Hut, 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 hut.
And another interception for me. Can I get... No.
Red 32. Hut, hut. Blue 48. Hut, hut. Touchdown. Good.
Thank you, right? Thank you for making the absolute wrong choice.
Ready, set, hut, 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 hut. Red 24, hut, 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 hut. Red 32, hut, 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 hut.
Now, that was fairly cowardly. Shit. Well, there goes my fucking all-world goddamn DB. Well, at least I got Albert Lewis on the bench. He's quality. Yeah, might as well have Williams do it.
Blue 48, hut, hut. First down. Round 52. Hut, hut.
some yards. Those are enough, thanks.
First down. Blue 43. Hut, hut, hut. Red 32. Hut, hut, hut.
Shit. Well, Townsend's fucking teeing off already. Well.
Red 32. Red 32. Hut, 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 hut.
Shit. Oh. Oh, god damn it.
Blue 43. Hut, 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 hut. First down. Blue 43. Hut, 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 hut. Brown 52. Hut, 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 hut. Brown 52. Hut, 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 hut.
Shit.
First down. Red 24. Hut, 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 hut. Blue 48. Hut, 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 hut. Brown 52. Hut, 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 hut.
No, that was a pass.
Touchback.
Not exactly an offensive masterpiece here.
Blue 43. Blue 43. Hut, hut.
Fuck! Well, I fucking need to punt it because I'm buried.
Blue 43. Hop, 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 hop. Ready, set, put, 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 put.
And
Blue 48. Blue 48. Put, 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 put.
yeah, take a seat. Jesus, Percy Snow of all fucking people getting sacks. And
Red 32. Put, 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 put. Blue 43. Blue 43. Hop, hop.
oh, oh, can we go? Hmm,
First down.
that was a fairly decent go.
Red 24. Red 24. Put, put. Touchdown.
Well, Raiders are right and truly in deep shit now. Three possessions down at the end of the fucking quarter. Third quarter, I should say.
Round 52. Hop, 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 hop.
Fuck.
First down. Red 24. Red 24. Put, 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 put. Round 52. Hop, 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 hop. Blue 43. Hop, 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 hop.
Womp womp. Oh wow, they're actually gonna fucking kick the field goal. This does nothing to fucking help them. Because they're still down 16. And, I mean, this reflects 93, aka before the fucking 2-point conversion.
Red 32. Put, put. Blue 43. Hop, hop, hop. First down.
Sorry, my nails itches bad for some reason there.
Red 24. Hut. Hut. Hut.
Fuck! Damn it, Howie.
Red 32. Red 32. Hut. Hut.
Nice. Okay, how are you guys gonna screw this up?
First down.
That wasn't entirely what I was expecting, but I mean, you know.
Red 32. Red 32. Hut. 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 Red 32. Hut. 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 Hut.
There we go.
Round 52. Hut. Hut. Hut.
Oh, Jesus. Asleep at the wheel. And then the frickin' I picked their play, though. So it's all.
Red 32. Hut. 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 Hut.
What the fucking shit was that? Seriously, the game logic sometimes just astonishes me. A fucking running play on 4th and fucking forever,
Down.
which you took instead of fucking, I know,
Red 24.
punting the
Red
ball,
24.
for instance.
Hut. Hut.
And now,
Touchdown.
I have run up the score. Just a little bit.
Red 24. Red 24.
Oh, if I get
Hut.
lucky with
Hut.
blitz.
Hut.
I did not get lucky with blitz. It would have been nice. A blitz would have been fucking great. That would make Minnesota fucking champs. Dallas. Backing in. No, they got help. Seattle in at 7-9. Fuck me. I've got to chafe Chicago and fucking. If this was real life, that would totally chafe Chicago and fucking New Orleans asses. I mean, granted, 93 reflects Dave Wanstadt's fucking reign in Chicago, but Jim Moore was still in fucking in New Orleans, and we all know, everybody knows how fucking how delightful he was when it came to things. So yeah, so I played the winner of the Oilers and the Broncos. We will peruse some team data. Here, let's see. I did get over 3,000 yards nicely. Only 2 picks, one of which was that fucking horrible fucking thing against the 49ers. Ward did okay. Koye did less okay, but still quality. And Williams, of course, had the kickoff. His big highlight was the kickoff return for a touchdown. Burden just missed 1,000 yards. Davis got it. Jesus Christ. Sack totals are some fucking fierce. Let's see, I was the 20th ranked fucking offense total. Passing was 4th. Rushing was a paltry 20 fucking 7th. Yeah. But defense, 1, 1, and 1. And let's see. Number 1 passer in the fucking league. My top receiver was Davis, tied for Clay first. They're saying, well, yeah, I'm probably not even going to be on this listing. Oh no, Word at 35th. Top scorer was Willie Davis with 15 touchdowns, tied for 17th. That is, of course, very abnormal in real life. Top punter in the goddamn league. The third in the tied for 3rd and tied for 6th most sacks in the league. Tied for 4th for most picks with Carter. And, well, punt returns. 13th, that's not too terrible. When you did 29, that's bad. Relatively speaking. Oh well. It's not a divisional playoff, that's a fucking wild card game. Oh, okay, it's a fucking, yeah, it's wild card. Well. I get to play the Oilers in the divisional round. And let's see. And the Eagles. Well, Steelers fucking barely win. Jesus. You think maybe if fucking Seahawks had Meyer instead of McGuire the lesser, they might have actually won that game? Well, didn't they just play in the last week too? Yep. I believe so, and vengeance was had. Vengeance was had. Deep, naughty, naughty, naughty vengeance was had. So, how is... Oh God. I gotta find out. Oh, Jim McMahon. Huh. That's weird. That he would be... that he wouldn't be there. That's, yeah, whatever. So, yeah. And now... time to fucking... Oh my God.